Ryan Cleary on the tackle, on the run. Tackle made by Owen Manuel.
That's the crowd. Test. And welcome live to Southington High School here on the NFHS Network. We apologize, had some technical difficulties at the start. Southington took the kickoff and won 75 yards on 10 plays, a 9-yard touchdown strike from their junior quarterback, Luke Prazo, to the sensational sophomore running back, Ben Bollier, 9-yard completion. Point after was good. It's 7-0 Southington. 7 minutes remaining in this first quarter, this first possession for NFA. They have a 3rd down and 1 at midfield. Quarterback is Aaron Driscoll. And Driscoll fading back to pass under heavy rush. Now he throws, and he throws it away. So on 3rd and 1, NFA decides to throw the football, and now it's 4th down. And a big decision here. You're going to dig yourselves a big hole you have to try to climb out of if you do not get this 4th down and give Southington the football right at midfield. They're already leading 7-0 and only have half the football to work with if they do stop the Wildcats here on 4th down. And now NFA is going to call a timeout and make a decision here. Again, if they do not get it, Southington will get the football back at midfield, and with their 7-0 lead could add to it pretty quickly. And as I said, the NFA would be in a bit of a hole. Again, I am Glenn Conticello, our producer tonight. Don Crutella, Don doing yeoman's work, folks, trying to fix our issues. And, of course, our technicians back at our NFHS hub down in Atlanta. Justice Hairston will join us momentarily. It's the Class L semifinals. The winner here tonight will take on the winner of the Greenwich Fairfield Prep game, which kicks off at 6 p.m. tonight down at Fairfield University. Winners will play for a Class L championship this weekend. CIAC will announce the time and location of the championship at tomorrow's luncheon. And on 4th and 1, I don't think they got it. And Justice, as I said, a call that could conceivably put NFA in a big hole. They're going to bring out the sticks to measure, but I don't think they got it. And that will give the football back to Southington on downs if they don't get this.
Right, and already you can tell NFA understands what's at stake here. This is a high-powered offense in Southington. NFA understands they got their back against the wall. They want to go ahead and try to take advantage of the early situation here to try to keep the drive alive. However, if they don't get it here, they put this defense in a very tough hole.
Well, they bring the sticks out, and they did not get it. So the Southington defense holds, and I thought that was a bit of a gamble early in the game. Now the Southington offense only has half a field to work with.
Well, NFA understands they, quote unquote, is the Cinderella story of this playoffs for this championship run, but they're going to need some things to go their way, and that's not one of them. But in this situation with Southington, they're playing with their hair on fire, and it has been playing very well as of late. This is a new football team. If you watch the film early in the season, this is not that team. And you want to scrap those films, and now you get to see Southington come out with a second series of the day and looking to put up points fast, and NFA is going to have to try to slow this offense down.
So on 1st down at midfield, they blow the play dead. And a flag procedure on the Blue Knights. So they'll push them back 5 yards. So instead of starting at the just shy of the 50. It'll mark them back just shy of their own 45-yard line. 1st and 10. I should say 1st and 15 with the penalty. There's the snap to Prazo. The lefty fades back. Now he's going up top, and his pass is short of his intended receiver. He was looking for Walker Mirzajewski, the junior wideout. So the Blue Knights looking for a quick strike there. It'll be 2nd down and 15. They lead 7-0 here in this Double L semifinal. Both of these teams, Justice, have not been back to a state final since 2014, and they played each other.
Right. And in that time, there was 2 different teams, obviously.
Yeah.
But this other football team is one.
Line. Akil Strong, the senior defensive tackle, one of several in on that sack of Prazo. Now it's going to bring up 3rd and 20, back to the 39-yard line. Inside 6 minutes remaining in this. Takes a snap, drop again, going up top, looking for a receiver, and intercepted. Picking it off is Mekhi Howard, the senior safety for the Wildcats, and he brings it back across midfield. So that 4th down run that didn't work, giving the football at midfield to Southington. Basically, you can say it never happened because NFA is going to get it right back, and they'll have it near midfield.
An unbelievable stand by NFA, a risk by the coach. He bet on his team. He bet on them to go out and make a play for him. They did. Southington obviously thinks they have something over there in that area via the secondary, the right corner, left corner specifically, because they've taken 2 shots. Granted, the down the distance dictated they had to go deep, but the previous play before that, they tried it. This is a huge stand by Southington. If they can go ahead and turn around, NFA is still in this ball game. It's really early.
Ball is on the 48-yard line. 1st and 10. The Wildcats will keep it on the ground on 1st down. Handoff was to Mahai Blessin Maddox Moore. Got to the Southington 42-yard line.
Yeah, this NFA team, they just got to stay on schedule. If they can do that and keep the pressure on Southington offense, anytime Southington stops and doesn't get the job they're looking for, the pressure mounts.
That line of scrimmage, they say, is at the 43. So it'll be 2nd down and 5. And again, they'll hand it off. Big hole this time. Still on his feet is Maddox Moore, and he's inside the 25 down to the 20-yard line. Big gain on 2nd down, and NFA has got something cooking here with 4:45 remaining in this 1st quarter.
Yeah, Maddox Moore is the guy I believe that stirs this NFA's team drink, because this guy last week, he showed up big. He made multiple plays and multiple facets of the game, offensive, defense. And now here today, which I don't really remember seeing him playing, but he's playing running back tonight because he's such a dominant athlete. And they're going to need everything from him today to pull this thing through.
Well, he did come up a bit gimpy in that game. Gets the handoff again here, and he's able to cut it downfield inside the 15, and he is tackled near the 10-yard line. But he did come back in the quarterfinal victory over New Britain, and he looks pretty sharp here tonight, Justice.
Yeah, and Southington's going to have to figure it out, because I don't think they believe that NFA would be so physical up front. But right now, early in this contest, you can see, 1, the coach believes in his players, and 2, they're going to be committed to the run because they see something in that front 4, front 5 for Southington that they can exploit.
2nd and 1 from the Southington 11-yard line. And again, they hand it off, but this time it's number 22, Xavier Sebastian. He's the senior running back for the Wildcats. Gets the 1st down, gets inside the 10, down to the 9-yard line. So it will be 1st and goal for the Wildcats, trailing 7-0 with 3:20 remaining in this first quarter.
And right now, the Wildcats are in scoring position to walk away with at least 3 points here if they can do it. Now, if you're Southington, you just want to make sure they don't go in the end zone. You'll take it 3 points here if it's the worst case scenario.
Right.
But I don't know if they can do that because this run game is looking like it's going to be hard to stop today.
Mahai blessing Moore, Maddox Moore, the only setback. He gets the handoff, still on his feet, bullying his way inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line. Let's see where they mark him down. Might be closer to the 3. It'll be 2nd and goal.
And both teams go with these kind of hurry-up offenses with no huddles. It allows them to kind of see what the defense is going to be in, and it slows down substitution. One thing I want to note, NFA did an unbelievable job last week against New Britain by lulling them to sleep and then throwing the ball when you least suspect it. Don't be sure of the
direct snap to Maddox Moore, trying to go over left hand. He sheds a tackler and runs it in for the touchdown.
Just a simple outside run play, quarterback direct snap to the athletic Maddox Moore, who's been so far in his playoffs, I believe, one of the top players in the state. And it's all about what you do in December, ladies and gentlemen. Everything that happened in the regular season is out the window. They didn't have a great start to the season, but they picked it up late, and then they got to rare form late in the season, and it showed off in the first round of the playoffs for the Class AA championship run they're trying to go on.
Sawyer Woodworth comes in for the point after. It's good. So with 2:20 remaining in this first quarter, we're tied at 7.
Tied at 7. I had this ball game a lot different. I mean, I know we're still early in the first half. However, NFA is going to try to make a believer out of me today. Southington is the more consistent foe overall in the state that's been in the playoffs and has battle-tested and experienced in the postseason. NFA hasn't been here for a while, but when they've been here, they played well. And like I said, it's a new season, Glenn. These guys are out here in the playoffs trying to make a name for themselves in this playoff run they're trying to go on.
6 plays, 48-yard drive for the Wildcats. Again, they took that gamble on 4th and 1 at midfield. It failed. And I had said, oh, you're going to dig yourself a hole if Southington can convert. Southington subsequently throws a pick, and they march 48 yards right into the end zone, and we're even at 7, Justice. You look a bit surprised right now.
I am very surprised. I will say this, though. Right now, you look at a team that comes in as the 8th seed in the playoffs, and you think they're the 8th seed, they're not a good team. This team, as I continue to look at it, they matched up very well against New Britain's speed last weekend, and that was the thing that New Britain couldn't account for. And now here today, do not put this ball in the air with the likes of Howard and Maddox Moore, because I think they will have plays in the backfield on the back end. So Southington don't want to leave that ball up high, and they're more physical at the point in the front 5 than NFA is. I mean, than Southington is so far.
Jacksonville Rivera takes the kickoff up across the 30 to the Southington 32-yard line. So that is where they will start this drive. They scored on a 10-play, 75-yard drive to take the 7-0 lead. This possession, we are tied again at 7 this time. The handoff is to Beaulieu. The sophomore sensation bulls his way up across the 40 to the 41.
Yeah, but hearing a lot of talk about this kid. Is my first time getting there to see eyes on him. However, he's making a name for himself around the state. He's been known to be a guy that not to go down by first contact. And as you saw just there, he was a guy that just broke a tackle to get a 2nd and short.
There's the snap, the handoff to Beaulieu. Cuts it up to the 45, gets tripped up, dropped at the 46, but that is more than enough for the Southington first down, and the drive will continue. Clock ticking, 90 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Single setback is Beaulieu. Brazo takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Now he's throwing deep, and the pass is dropped. And I think it was more almost intercepted than caught by the intended receiver. And once again, that was Mekhi Howard there defensively, and he almost got his 2nd pick.
Yeah, and if they're not careful, I can see right now that Southington has yet to believe in the speed of NFA's back end. But I can promise you, seeing these kids now a 2nd time in a row, That's something that Southington be very concerned with because they're not going to be lulled to sleep. And if they do, they have great catch-up speed.
2nd and 10. There's the handoff to Beaulieu. Has some space, gets up across midfield and down inside the 45, close to the 44-yard line. And they are waving the sticks. That is a first down carry for Beaulieu.
If I'm Southington, I want to work something to the middle of the field. It seems like when they play the hash marks, these safeties, they're able to make a play on it, but they got to stress them vertically and they get to that hole in the middle.
Brazo's going to throw over the middle. He's got a man. It's caught at the 37, and they finally throw the play dead. Leaf Renahan made the reception.
Now Ross just limped off. They're going to have a young guy come up. He's down on the sideline. He's one of those guys in the secondary. However, Southington is noticing something in the secondary. They're going to look to take a shot here on first down, I believe.
Beaulieu, the single setback, gets the handoff, and he is dropped for a loss. And again, it's Mekhi Howard. He is everywhere.
And that's what it's going to take. It's going to take another guy to show up today for this NFA team to have a chance to go on and finish this game and win it. Howard did a great job, and he's a dude. The interception, now he's got a TFL at a corner position. Great job by that guy.
First quarter has come to an end here in Southington, Class LL semifinal. 8th seed Norwich Free Academy trying to continue their Cinderella run as they are battling the Southington Blue Knights. We're tied at 7 after 1 quarter. We'll be back on the NFHS Network.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
Operation Clean Competition is a free program provided by the RIIL to educate Rhode Islanders about the dangers of performance-enhancing drugs and nutritional supplements. Live informed, train hard and eat right. Learn more at OperationCleanComp.com.
We get a timeout called here by Southington. It's their first call timeout. We'll take a quick break and we're going to stay right here. 9:54 remaining in this first half, tied at 7. Now the officials have come together here, Justice. Confusion. Oh, the play clock, and they have the play end of the field and just beyond the end zone. And that play clock almost expired, and that's why Southington called the timeout. Didn't want to take a 5-yard penalty there. They figured they'd burn a timeout. Now we're ready to go. 2nd and 11 from the NFA 20-yard line. Brazo takes the snap, looking to his right. He throws, caught by Cook at the 20, still on his feet inside the 15, and he spun out of bounds near the 13-yard line. Good pickup on 2nd down, makes it a very manageable 3rd down.
Yes, manageable 3rd down, but this could be 4-down territory as well.
Down, they hand it off to Beaulieu, and he gets to the 10, stacked up, still on his feet. Still on his feet. Once forward progress is stopped. The referees blow the whistle and the play dead, but the Blue Knights get the 1st down.
Yeah, I'm surprised the referees let it go on that long. I believe his momentum was stopped just a hair, but they probably should have, called that. But whatever. That's neither here nor there. They're going to get a 1st down from it. And now the drive continues with 9:02 left to go in the 2nd quarter.
First and goal from the 7-yard line for the Blue Knights. Now, timeout called. I want to apologize. We understand we had some technical difficulties again, but we are told we are back and up and running now. I think it's the cold temperatures, Justice. That's affecting our equipment. I'm not really sure. Again, these games were moved around because of inclement weather before the quarterfinals. They were postponed a day, which means everything had to get moved. This game's were semifinals supposed to be semifinal Sunday, but they've got to give the players enough time, rehabilitation from game to game. So they moved it to tonight. And right now, here in Southington, Connecticut, it's 21 degrees. And I'm looking for it feels like temperature. So Killingly won their semifinal. That game started at 3:30. It was like 17 degrees. Feels like temperature here tonight. But this is perfect football weather, right? Justice, I'm sure you'd say. There's the hand up. Beaulieu, he's got it down close to the goal line, and he is in for the touchdown.
There it is. But go with what got you here. This kid has run well all season. It's been one of those things. fall asleep with your Southington secondary.
On second down, the handoff to Cleary. Gets up across the 30. More than enough for a first down. They'll place it at the 31-yard line, so they'll move the sticks, and the drive will continue here for NFA. No panic mode, no need to rush in that sense. They can not come away with points here with the way Southington is moving the football. There's a quick pass. The right side, it was caught by Cleary. He was hit immediately, and they are going to waive the pass incomplete.
Yeah, incomplete pass. Good concept. Is just Southington studies film. The thing about these games, you run into it where coaches have tendencies down the distance. What they like to do, formations, give kids the clues. If you see this and the opposing player does this, this is what we're going to do. And Southington's done a great job. Both teams have done a great job of reacting to the plays that they see, being in the right spot. But it's one of those things you got to play the game and see how everything shakes out.
Justice, that was close to a lateral, that pass, but the officials called it incomplete. Up top it goes. The pass intended for Rushan Klahar was intercepted. And the Blue Knights will get the football back.
And that's the turnover they were looking for. But this is exactly where New Britain failed last week. The same concept. They wanted to put the ball in the air, not under duress, in a situation where they didn't think the ball was going to go up. And it did. Southington was where they needed to be, and he was bell technique. The ball was in the air, and he made a play on it. Now this is probably the most important drive for Southington, and likewise for the NFA defense. They got to get a stop. They do not want the Southington to get in a mode of comfortability where they can start to just try to pile on the yardage.
Jacoby Roman with the interception for Southington. They have it 1st and 10 from their own 42. Prazo running to his left. Throws the pass up to the 50-yard line. And the pass was caught by Rivera.
Yeah, just a simple rollout. Get the quarterback where he's comfortable. Give him a run-pass option. I like the concept versus his NFA speed. Maybe they can over-pursue or get caught, let somebody leak out. But here we are with a second and short. See what Southington dials up. They're able to go man on the outside with those DBs, so they can kind of bring the pressure wherever they want to because NFA secondary has a ton of speed.
2nd and 2. They hand the ball off. And the Blue Knights get the first down.
He's a 37-yard line, 13 yards on the carry, 1st and 10 Blue Knights.
That was Bollier again, Justice. Boy, he is tough to bring down.
Yeah, he's short in stature, but he's big in heart.
Yep.
And he runs hard. Legs never stop moving.
1st and 10 from the NFA 37. Bollier cuts it downfield, still on his feet, takes a hit at the 30. Still able to bounce off that tackler, Justice, and got down to the 28-yard line. Now we've got an NFA player down.
Yeah, it's going to be Maddox Moore.
Oh, boy.
This will not be good if he can't return for some reason, but he's involved in every facet of the game, special teams, offense and defense. Obviously here, he's on defensive side of the ball, expected to make a tackle. I believe it's his shoulder, his right shoulder or something. And he had an issue with that 2 drives ago where he came off the field, and now he was back out there. But they're going to be losing something in that secondary if they can't have him back there.
Well, they continue to work on Maddox Moore. He's laying at the 36-yard line. And he's up. It's good to see, Justice. That's what happened in the Britain game. He went down, got up, and came right back in. Now he's got to go off the field. He was injured. Otherwise, you got to take a timeout. Yeah, he was going to stay in the game.
Yeah.
Coach said, no, you got to go to the sideline.
Yeah, he probably had a little stinger or something like that. I saw him let his right arm hang down.
Yeah.
And that happens. These guys are running. So it's cold out here as well. A number of things. I'm happy the kid is up and ready to jog off and even wanted to stay in.
There we go. It's 2nd down and 1. There's the snap and the handoff. That was Lonnie Green for the Blue Knights. Got down inside the 25. It's a first down carry.